3, 2, 1, let's go.
Born into abject poverty, Manny's family lived in General Santos City.
You lived in really tin shanty poverty.
Peddling anything he could find to put food in his family's bellies. It became apparent to Pacquiao the only way to free his family from this place would be with his fists.
Whatever success that I accomplish and how much money I earn, I will never forget that feeling.
Manny Pacquiao and his crew are in the holiday spirit, giving away turkeys and pumpkin pies to needy families.
I still understand, I still feel the hearts of the poor people.
I always said, you never know when the next Muhammad Ali is going to walk through your door.
Limited copies of Manny Pacquiao stamps have gone on sale in the country.
I knew he was special.
And Manny Pacquiao really fighting like a true champion.
Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, a rags to riches story for the ages.
When you were younger, explain why you ran away from home.
At age 14, after his father killed and ate his dog, Manny left home.
I decided to go to Manila to continue my boxing career and to help my family.
He would find his way to Manila to train in a run-down gym. His ability caught the owner's eye. He permitted Manny to sleep inside the gym.
He actually slept inside the ring.
He slept wherever he could, sometimes in the gym, sometimes in the street, but always dreaming of becoming a professional boxer.
At age 16, a starving street kid named Manny Pacquiao made his pro debut. He had to lie about his age to compete. He also fought 7 pounds under the weight.
You weighed 98 and the minimum was 105.
Yes.
You put heavy things in your pocket.
Just to make the 105.
Pacquiao. Now remember, Manny Pacquiao still undefeated with a record of 4 wins and no loss.
But do you realize he turned pro as a 16-year-old pro? Not even 5 feet tall, not even 100 pounds.
It looks like he wants to throw those power bombs.
Manny's electrifying style endeared him to local fighting fans and delivered one fantastic confrontation after another.
More.
I never thought he'd get anywhere as a fighter. He was wild. He threw punches from all directions, no signs whatsoever. But he had power, and he had guts, he had courage.
He made roughly $20 for the fight.
I think it's going to be a short night, as far as this fight is concerned.
Well, Pacquiao hopes so.
Relentless pressure. A hallmark of the Pacquiao brand.
Baby, he is a fast punching machine. He should go non-stop now. That's his style. Yes, that's it.
He developed a reputation as someone who could end a fight at any moment with a single punch.
Oh, saved by the bell!
Pacquiao unbeaten in 10 fights. Very impressive young fighter.
At age 17, accompanied by an actual regular diet of nutritious food, Manny's body began to mature. He failed to make the flyweight of 105.
He's out. It's over. Oh my gosh. It's one punch. Manny Pacquiao cannot get up. It's over. Manny Pacquiao. It's over. Cannot get up on time. It's over. Manny Pacquiao.
It was a tough reminder that while he was talented, he was still just a kid.
But he's a very popular fighter. Yeah. Everywhere we go, they ask for Manny Pacquiao. But he's young. He's colorful.
Pacquiao's non-stop assault of combination jabs, hooks, and uppercuts would become his signature style.
He's being overwhelmed by Manny Pacquiao. Again with a right-left combination. And Manny Pacquiao punching at will. Ooh.
This is a big victory for Manny Pacquiao, his first win over a foreign opponent.
With 23 wins, the Pac-Man would contend for his first internationally recognized belt. At 33-0, he was an undefeated powerhouse. Most fans at the time felt Manny was being moved up too quickly.
This WBC flyweight title on the line, the title of Chichai Shashiko, Manny Pacquiao.
At this stage, a loss could have meant a return to poverty and obscurity. But when you fight for a cause greater than yourself, to break free from a ruthless cycle of poverty, how much you can take is not quantifiable.
Down he goes, where there was a cracking body shot in amongst a barrage of blows. Manny Pacquiao has come of age in Thailand. He is a world champion.
At age 18, the Pac-Man was a world champion.
Won the lineal championship of the world and then skipped up a couple weight classes.
Shashiko, his reign is over. The Pac-Man's has just begun.
Because in his early years, he was fighting to earn a living, to improve the quality of life of his family.
A new champion had risen. He was now a national hero. The people cheered his triumphant return to the Philippines, and Pacquiao began to see just how great the effect he could have.
The WBC flyweight champion, Manny Pacquiao.
See, it's not a matter of just punching. A lot of guys throw punches, but they don't always have the same kind of results that a guy like Pacquiao had. He knew when to punch.
Turns out having 3 meals a day and a solid sleep and training schedule did wonders for the former street kid. Unfortunately, this worked against him, as he was no longer able to maintain the 112-pound limit. He forced himself into extreme dehydration in order to defend his belt. He was knocked out. It was another lesson learned for the 18-year-old kid. After the defeat, Manny moved into a more natural weight of 122. He immediately fought for another title belt against a fighter who had never been knocked down in his career.
Manny Pacquiao wins the WBC International Junior Featherweight crown.
The time had come for Manny to take the next step. He packed his bags and headed for America. Despite being a champion in Asia, Pacquiao couldn't find a promoter who would work with him. Until he met Freddie Roach.
Well, they walked in my gym about 12 years ago, him and Mr. Nazario, his manager at the time. And he asked me to work the mitts with him, and after one round on the mitts, I walked over to my people. I said, wow, this kid can fight.
Roach had trained over 25 world champion fighters.
You know, that first round really told me something.
I've seen guys fast before, and I've seen guys with power before, but never someone that had both.
It wasn't long before Pacquiao would get his chance. The super bantamweight champion was scheduled to defend his title, but his opponent dropped out. On just 2 weeks' notice, Pacquiao agreed to fight the bigger, stronger, and much more known champion.
All right, upcoming, Leshanolo Ledwaba will be taking on Manny Pacquiao. And for more on that, let's go back downstairs to Jim Lampley. Jim?
For Leshanolo Ledwaba against Manny Pacquiao, I'll get it right, Pacquiao
was a late-minute replacement against Lelo Ledwaba, who was considered a guy on the rise on pound-for-pound list, top 10 type, maybe a heavy favorite.
Now the opponent is a real pro.
For the IBF Super Bantamweight Championship of the World.
Pacquiao should fight here. He shouldn't try to get into a boxing match with this master boxer.
I think this guy just hit so hard.
I had never seen him. I frankly had never heard of him. But I've seen and heard of him now.
That'll be it. Joe Cortez says it's over. A 6th-round KO.
That's a TKO victory for the very impressive Manny Pacquiao, who takes a good fighter and just takes him apart.
Pacquiao established himself as a crowd-pleasing entry into the featherweight division.
And now, a two-time world champion, he is now the reigning IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
The victory put Manny on the map. He had become much more than just a celebrity.
For Pacquiao, he's the king of the Philippines. He's a god over there.
Parades, politicians, everyone wanted to see the kid who had fought himself from one of the poorest places on earth to the top of the world.
He's an icon. He's a legend. He's inspiration to many, many people over there. When you're the king of the hill, not to allow that to take your fire away. And that's difficult to do, especially when you're the king of a country.
Back in the Philippines, he is a star of astounding proportions, up there with an Ali, a Chavez in their countries.
Who sent many top fighters into the ring. Box! I think Pacquiao has already gotten some of Julio's respect for his power. Oh, big left hand by Pacquiao. Julio seems a little bit flustered by Manny's power. Julio.
That is the look of a guy who knows he's made a big mistake.
This is some prospect, Bobby. To me, he's every bit as exciting as Prince Nassim Hamed. And Bill Clancy's seen enough.
Pacquiao destroyed him in such a way, we wondered, what could he do against Marco Antonio Barrera? Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Barrera may be a little long in the tooth, but he's still one of the best ever.
Manny stacked on weight to move up into the featherweight division to face his greatest test yet. 3-time world champion, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Barrera was considered one of the very best fighters in the world. Manny was something of an upstart, just starting to rise. And the expectation was that Barrera would be just too much for him.
They said the jump up in weight would be too much, that Barrera was just too big.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Barrera opened as a 4-1 favorite.
It's the kind of fight that I'll never forget watching.
Hard left hand, straight on the button by Pacquiao. Down goes Barrera.
Pacquiao, what he did to Barrera was scary. The way he dominated Barrera.
It would become a defining moment.
He's going to step into the ring. That's a good decision. Finally, they could have done that 2 rounds ago. The Filipino star Manny Pacquiao annihilates, destroys, and embarrasses the great Marco Antonio Barrera. Pacquiao's going to be looking hard for people who want to face that kind of devastation.
He was now a 3-time world champion in 3 different weight classes.
he is an international superstar, but in the Philippines, I think his impact is as great as any athlete in terms of one singular country.
Called the Asian Elvis, Manny was a star of movies, TV shows, endorsements.
That guy's a hell of a pool player.
Is he?
Like world class.
Where Manny went, scores of fans followed.
That he is the Beatles, Michael Jordan, and Brad Pitt wrapped into one.
As incredible as this rivalry would become, the first round was anything but competitive.
He's a special combination of speed, power,
And Juan Manuel Marquez has been down twice.
and tenaciousness, mental toughness.
Third knockdown of the first round. And I'm not sure Juan Manuel will be able to get up. Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Juan Manuel Marquez hasn't ever seen anything like that. Who has?
But Marquez settled in after the early assault, and a rivalry for the ages would be born.
Marquez is making the stand of his life.
Right hand stumps Pacquiao. He's so fast. So explosive.
The fight was declared a draw.
The bout is a draw. Both fighters keep their respective titles.
But always at the heart of Manny Pacquiao is the spirit of giving back. It's estimated Pacquiao has earned over $500 million from boxing, of which Manny has donated more than $300 million back to his community.
Is they bring their medical bills to his house and they kind of leave them in. He pays them.
He helps everyone, gives them money.
He pays for the health care of strangers. In 2011, Typhoon Washi killed more than 1,000 and left many more homeless. In addition to giving many weeks of his time and donating more than $500,000, Manny would go on to construct over 1,000 homes for the victims, out of pocket.
It is time for our main event. Eric Morales against Manny Pacquiao. That people are up all night in the Philippines to watch their national hero.
Bundok sa simuyat sa langit mong baghang may dilagang tulad ang awit sa
The fight lived up to the hype.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Morales with a hard right hand coming back.
A headbutt opened a cut over Manny's eyes.
Bam, that's a headbutt that probably caused
Absolutely. Doctor is going to have to look at Pacquiao.
But the fight was allowed to continue. They went back and forth, both landing vicious shots on the other. Fighters left it all in the ring, standing toe-to-toe until the final bell.
What a fight!
Nobody is going to ask for their money back.
To the winner by unanimous decision.
Morales was the more accurate puncher and won the unanimous decision.
And after he lost Morales, I told myself it's my job to make his right hand as good as his left.
With more time to work with Pacquiao, Freddie Roach began the process of turning the one-punch, one-style Pacquiao into a well-rounded warrior, capable of using both hands with equal destructiveness. Their relationship was rooted in much more than just boxing. as Manny would look to Roach as a father figure.
He's not only my trainer, he's also my advisor and my father.
His mitt sessions are a thing of legend, as his power has a tendency to damage his trainer's hands. He is known for his relentless pressure, which is born of seemingly endless reserves of endurance. These reserves are not given, but earned. Manny jumps rope for over an hour straight each workout. When he runs, he is followed like Rocky Balboa down the streets.
Pacquiao trained by the veteran Freddie Roach, former protege of the great Eddie Futch, regarded by some as one of the very greatest of all modern trainers.
Oh, and Manny waiting to get out of the gates.
Yeah, he'll come running right across, folks.
Fireworks from round one.
Well, scheduled for 12.
He'll run into a great fighter right across the ring from him.
Morales was looking to make a statement against Manny. His early strategy was to attack, followed by more attacking.
Straight punches from Morales. Woo!
But Pacquiao was a hungry brawler, and aggression was just his game.
This is Pacquiao's type of fight. Oh! Left hand, Morales.
Big left hand for Morales.
The war was on. After an incredible exchange where both fighters absorbed the other's best shots.
One of the great talents of our time, Eric Morales. And Manny Pacquiao, one of the most exciting boxers of any time.
Manny finally broke through.
Has beaten Eric Morales.
Stoppage, Eric Morales.
He dropped Morales twice in the 10th round to be the KO winner.
The winner by TKO victory, Manny Pacquiao.
The fight was everything it was expected to be, and an exciting conclusion to the Morales-Pacquiao trilogy was in high demand.
Gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Manny would leave little doubt about who the better fighter was.
And down he goes. Solid left hand shot by Pacquiao.
He had knocked out the great Morales, not once, but twice. When Manny fights, the nation stops and watches.
He's an obsession. Everybody watches every fight.
Local businesses receive huge financial boosts.
Well, it's hard to believe, but only one man can empty the city streets, and that's Manny Pacquiao.
Famously, crime drops to near zero during Pac-Man fights.
By the estimation of both Ring Magazine and ESPN.com, these are two of the top 5 fighters in the world. Is it round 13 of the first fight?
The second battle against Marquez was much like the first. An all-time back and forth. Oscar De La Hoya had been the biggest earner of his generation. Pacquiao jumped up 2 weight classes to fight Oscar De La Hoya, who was a natural welterweight.
And at the time, most people did laugh. They thought, this is not a mismatch in favor of you, it's a mismatch in favor of Oscar De La Hoya.
Again, no one believed Pacquiao would win.
There was even a bill introduced in the Philippine legislature.
Boom, perfect timing.
To prevent Manny from leaving the country to participate in the fight because he would be annihilated.
De La Hoya was the bigger man.
So unusual that you simply couldn't have imagined it would happen.
I mean, he was such a handsome guy, and you turned his face into a nightmare.
After destroying another Mexican fighter in the ring, Manny earned a new nickname, the Mexicutioner. No one had been able to go up in size and maintain their power like Manny. No one. Manny became the first man in boxing history to claim lineal championships in 4 divisions.
Oh my gosh, what a straight left hook. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible...
The greatest boxer on the planet wasn't enough for Pacquiao. He was elected to Congress in the Philippines.
Could this political appointment become a distraction? Well, you know what? According to his trainer, and a guy who should know Freddie Roach, it already has been.
Antonio Margarito had been busted using illegal hand wraps dipped in plaster of Paris before a fight against Shane Mosley. The plaster hardens upon contact with moisture, forming a cement-like barrier around the hand.
Margarito walked into the ring today at 165 pounds, 17 pounds heavier than Manny Pacquiao.
He's a much bigger guy than anybody Pacquiao has ever fought for.
Margarito was disgraced. He'd beaten great fighters using concrete hands. He was a cheater. So it's okay to feel joy when watching what you are about to see.
You know about the giant screen overhead here in Cowboy Stadium. The picture appeared, you heard the roar, and Emmanuel Stewart, it's inevitable.
And the millions around the world who wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
A much bigger opponent, his biggest opponent ever. What did it show you tonight?
Pacquiao hits a flush with a big left hand, and then flurries and backs Margarito off again.
I didn't have him losing a single round. All Manny Pacquiao, the worldwide phenomena, continues.
Harold Letterman is still given every round in the fight so far to Manny Pacquiao. And obviously the fight's not over, but how good is he, Emmanuel?
I think he's one of the best fighters I've ever saw. And he's what we call a natural.
The power, the explosiveness. He was a once-in-a-lifetime fighter.
A vicious beatdown of a guy who outweighed him 17 pounds in the ring. Pacquiao has his unanimous decision victory. Margarito has a vicious beatdown to remember. His 5th consecutive conquest of a significantly bigger man.
He was now an 8-division champion. 8 belts in 8 weight classes. Unparalleled, unmatched, unequivocally the greatest.
Well, are we going to see another virtuoso masterclass from Manny Pacquiao?
I was looking at Manny, and the guy is like to my chin almost, maybe a little bit taller than my chin. I'm like, there's no way this guy can beat me. No way.
There are more Filipino fans, I think, than American fans for Sugar Shane Mosley. Action underway. 2 touch gloves. Shot, right hand, hidden flush, an absolute peach of a punch.
I fall down. I'm like, wow, that didn't seem that hard. Why did I go down?
I get back up, and I'm dizzy. I'm like, whoa, I'm still dizzy. Like, I'd never been hit that casually, it seemed like to me. I have 10 more rounds to go.
And one big final payday for Shane Mosley and a victory for Manny Pacquiao.
And still the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao.
Manny would face Juan Manuel Marquez for the 4th time. Marquez was a legend in his own right, and his final battle with the Pac-Man meant the world for his legacy. He was hungry. Meanwhile, Manny was becoming increasingly occupied with his political career and charitable works.
We're not preparing the way we should for this fight.
Have you said this to Manny?
Of course.
You told Manny that he could lose the fight?
If he keeps on the road he's going, yes.
We become civilized because you don't have that same mindset. You don't have that same conviction. I call it tunnel vision. You gotta have tunnel vision.
It was a lot like Rocky III.
You can't wear 2 hats in boxing. That's a whole different concept.
And of course, since he has held political office in the Philippines, he has adapted his lifestyle to that of responsible public representation.
Or like Rocky said, Slicey, the eye of the tiger. Right. You gotta have that to win.
At all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say you must obey. Good luck, touch them up. Buena suerte.
They've had 3 very good fights. Is this too much of a good thing, or is too much of a good thing a good thing?
The first time in 39 rounds. That's another knockdown.
He's not getting up, Jim.
He get up.
He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up.
No, he's been knocked out.
The loss was devastating. Commentators wondered why he would continue on.
His skill and his determination and his toughness was never in question, but all of a sudden now he's been knocked out by Marquez, and the durability is in question for the first time that I can remember.
Manny would share this message with those people. When you fight for something more than yourself, something deeper than glory, age can become no more than a number. He was back.
He's back. He's back, no doubt about it.
He cruised to unanimous decision over Brandon Rios and Chris Algieri.
The fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao!
The Filipino crowd chanting for Pacquiao.
But even if you retire with a perfect record, if you don't fight Pacquiao, then people will say he didn't take on the other best. Whether you're 1 and he's 1A or the other way around, they need to fight each other.
The enormity of this event has no doubt been amplified by the fact that it's the first true fight of the century type showdown of the social media age.
After years of back and forth, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao were finally set to fight. The fight drew a record live gate of $72 million and a record of 4.7 million pay-per-view buys.
It can be argued that this one thus far has been defined by the balance sheet. Let's take a look at some of the projections for a fight that reportedly could generate as much as $400 million in revenue. That would surpass the GDPs of 29 different countries.
And the millions watching around the world.
Boom, perfect timing.
Let's get ready to rumble!
The 2 premier boxers of their generation going head to head.
in the fight that so many said would never happen. Here it is, at last, it is happening. 16,000 people here in the arena, millions watching around the world, and the biggest fight of the century is on.
Round's not always been a quick start.
Hard right hand again by Mayweather. He's landed 2 clean right hand shots in the first round. The need to develop angles and not come straight down the middle.
Well, a real moment of success for Pacquiao. Mayweather felt that.
Jim, I have Mayweather comfortably ahead. I think he's won most of the rounds. That's why what you just saw.
But instead, it's Mayweather has just turned this into a clinic. Pacquiao bravely going on till the end, but that is it. The richest fight in the sport's history is over.
And still undefeated.
It's Floyd Mayweather's night.
Exagerada, han valido mucho para casa, en el caso de Floyd Mayweather, y para mí una decepción, porque no que la comisión interviniera y que preguntara dónde estaban estos señores que han hecho las puntuaciones.
Lo que han hecho los jueces, no sé, habrán visto otro combate o estarían en el casino, no lo entiendo. Vamos, o nulo o de ganar, por supuesto.
Like all athletes, boxers tend to be reluctant to stop.
It is my time. This is one time and still champion by tomorrow night. Manny Pacquiao ain't doing nothing to me, baby.
Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that.
I mean, I know he likes to quote Bible verses, so I'll let you know he's getting crucified.
He said certain things like, I'm going to send Manny Pacquiao to retirement. I'm going to knock Manny Pacquiao out. I'm going to crucify Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, his family felt it. Oh, when I said I'm going to crucify the man, ooh, they said, ooh, it's almost as if they had a crown of thorns on them themselves. They felt it.
Please welcome the longest current reigning welterweight champion, the hard-hitting, acclaimed, and undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, introducing Keith One-Time Thurman.
Thurman vowed to retire the Pac-Man, to destroy his legacy.
Nowhere is the anticipation for the big fight higher than Pacquiao's own hometown and home country of the Philippines.
Look at the punches landed. 10 by Thurman so far. Pacquiao at 6.
It didn't take long for Manny to remind Thurman who he was.
And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch.
I would love to be the man that destroys Manny Pacquiao.
His legacy is often compared to the greatest, Muhammad Ali.
And here we see the Ali shuffle.
Both men used their incredible gifts to build up and give hope to those who felt hopeless. For them, every time Manny steps into the ring, it means more roads, hospitals, parks, schools.
A professional career that began in January of 1995 when Keith Thurman was 6 years
He's
old.
in his 24th year as a professional. He's 40 years old. What did we witness tonight, again against the guy who was previously undefeated?
In the literal fight of his life, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao is undefeated.
Thurman's face is really starting to show the effects.
While it was his iron will that made him famous, it is his heart that makes him legend.
Oh, good right uppercut by Manny. Oh, and a great right hand by Thurman. Time winding down here in round 7.
See what Pacquiao's doing right now is giving him different angles.
Seeing him beat Keith Thurman at 40 years old, like, damn, this guy's great.
Pacquiao defeated Thurman to become the oldest welterweight champion in boxing history.
In favor of the winner, boxing's pride of the Philippines, the ageless wonder, the one and only current WBA welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao!
Okay, do you think one day you might be president?
It's hard to have a comment right now because it's that far away.
Nobody brings it home like Joe Vincent. Nobody.
Make it so.